Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm YK Swedish Whiskey Girl and today we're here with Glengoyne 15. So this whiskey here sits at 43% ABV. It's been matured in first fill bourbon and it also has the influence of sherry casks. Glengoyne is of course a Highlands distillery located very close to the line between the Lowlands and the Highlands, and it's actually not too far away from Glasgow either. I haven't yet had the pleasure of visiting the distillery, but I really hope I'll be able to go soon, especially since it's quite easy to get to from where I am here in Edinburgh. And Glengoyne, of course, means Valley of the Geese, and they do have a lovely portfolio. There's a lot of lovely whiskies in their range, and I know there's a lot of people that really like them. And I also want to say a massive thank you once more to Kev for letting me borrow his whiskey, or at least have a little sip of it so I can review it for you guys. But let's start by having a look on the nose. It has a stunning nose. It's in a way it just reminds me of Christmas Eve morning. And I know here in Britain you don't celebrate Christmas Eve, you celebrate Christmas Day, but in Sweden, and I know in a lot of other places like in Scandinavia, you actually have Christmas Eve as the big kind of celebration day, and then Christmas Day is like our Boxing Day. But Christmas Eve morning, especially when you romanticize it, so I want to wake up, I want to have snow outside my window, I want it to be quite cold. So you probably already know that I'm such a big fan of cold weather. So sometimes I even open the window slightly, even though it's like 10 to 20 minus degrees outside, just so it comes in a little cold breeze and I can be in bed underneath my duvet and feel like very snug and warm, even though the air around me is so cold. And then you go up and you have a breakfast, and you usually have, we call it a Santa porridge. So it's like rice porridge with cinnamon, and you can have, I don't know, some jam, or you can have butter or milk or whatever you want with it. But it's this kind of spice, Christmas spices, and it's just warming and it feels nice, and Christmas ham, and it's just, yeah, it's a kind of warming feeling, and the spices, and yeah, that's kind of what the nose is. It has a very kind of sherry influence, feels very rich, quite dense sweetness, like raisins and plums all mushed together. But also a bit tropical, like baked pineapple, or maybe grilled pineapple, or like a sticky sweetness, like maybe marshmallows, so like marshmallows and pineapple that's both been grilled. Still very elegant. I like that it sits at 43 because then I don't feel like I'm getting too much alcohol in my nose, and it's just, it could be the glass of course as well, but it allows me to get all these lovely notes on the nose straight away. Because sometimes when I nose a cask strength whiskey, I just get the alcohol straight in my nose, and then I just feel like I'm missing out on an experience. Nosing a whiskey for the first time, just getting these lovely bursts of all the aromas is such a treat. And this one really gives it. It's almost like a sherried Christmas perfume. But let's have a little taste, of course. Slanjava. Quite a rich. You get oakiness straight away, and a slight vegetal bitterness, but then also those sherry flavours that are coming through. They're not too dense actually on the palate. There's still a bit of that marshmallow sweetness and that kind of raisin plum mushed together. But I think they're like underneath. So on top of that you have this oaky, slightly malty note that also is like a little bit grassy and a little bit earthy. Maybe a little bit leathery as well. And that's what sits like as the dominant flavour. And then underneath, if you just dig a little bit deeper, you get those sherried flavours. But they're very elegant in a way that they're not overpowering, they're just subtle. Yeah, like a leathery, earthy, slightly malty plum bomb, I would say. It's still, yeah, it's also a little bit chocolatey, I would say. Initially milk chocolate, but then when the kind of leathery oakiness kicks in, it feels almost a bit more like dark chocolate because of the bitterness you have a dark chocolate. I think it's a lovely whiskey if you like. I mean, it's not a sherry bomb, but if you want a little bit of those sherried flavours coming together with that kind of leathery notes and kind of almost that malty earthiness, and quite an elegant whiskey in that way. And it's an interesting one to just sit and explore. One day I hope I get to do a comparison between the different Glengoynes and see how it kind of evolves. Yeah, interesting. So it's, I mean, I would of course love to hear what you think. Do you like Glengoyne 15? Is it one of your favourites, or perhaps it's one of the other whiskies in the range, one of your personal favourites? Because they do have quite a lot of them. I think even a 10, a 12, 15, 18, 21, 25, and then of course a few other like their teaspooned whiskey as well, and cask strength. So yeah, a lot to choose from Glengoyne. And of course, if you like what I'm doing here on YouTube and my other social channels, I would of course be absolutely over the moon if you consider using my affiliate links the next time you're shopping with Master Malt, the Whisky Exchange, or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. All the information and the links are of course here in the description below, as well as links to my website, my Patreon, my Teespring shop if you're looking for whiskey merch, and my Instagram. And of course, a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon who keeps following me through this whiskey journey. I really, really appreciate it. But I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful day. Slán ba, skål.